viewers, you're most welcome to the NILE cast on your West Nile television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories this evening, let's have a look at what's happening in the headlines tonight. In the headlines tonight, heavy deployment in Arua City as security follies the anti-graft protests. Ajimani farmers called to utilize the second planting season. And 27,000 people benefit from the 4-year Supreme project. This and more in the Nilecast News Bulletin. It's the 25th of July 2024. You're most welcome to the Nilecast on your West Nile television. Let's dive straight into the stories that have made headlines today. There was calm in Arua City amidst a heavy deployment of security personnel across the entrances to Arua City and Central Police Station premises following speculations of the planned anti-graft protests by a section of the city members. According to the information from reliable sources, the youths had intentions of moving to the City Council Hall to express their grievances against the corruption in the country, where they would join in solidarity with their colleagues who intended to march to Parliament. Farish Majid reports.
Following the recent demonstrations by a group of youths who had intended to march to Parliament in protest against the institution over the rampant cases of corruption in the country, there were anticipations that the same will take place in Arua City today on 25th of July 2024. And to cap these planned demonstrations in Arua City, where the youths intended to march to the City Hall, there was heavy deployment of security forces of the military and police to prevent the protests from taking place. Access to the City Council offices and the Arua Central Police Station were restricted, with men in uniform checking whoever is to access the premises. Senior Superintendent of Police, Josephine Anguchia, the West Nile Regional Police spokesperson, confirmed that the deployment is to prevent any likely demonstrations since they are not aware of it.
You know, demonstrations are supposed to be guided. They are to be guided, and the area police is to be informed about it, but we are not officially informed on that. We saw the information on social media. So against that background, we have made deployments to ensure that such a kind of movement should not take place in Arua City, because there was no prior information given to security. It was just on social media, and so the deployments are on just to prevent any eventuality from happening.
Some of the disgruntled youth spearheading the campaign against corruption in the city raised their concerns as these.
It is true that our generation is faced with a lot of issues, of which corruption is the main agenda. We know that in Uganda we need development, we need good health services and so many other things. But due to corruption we are seeing a deficiency in the services that we are getting from all the departments. As said earlier on, we joined the country and everyone in saying that let's say no to corruption, and we need a corruption-free Uganda so that our future generation can benefit from these protests.
Corruption affects equally all of us. The effects of corruption are long-term. The reason why we are fighting against corruption is that even the money we pay through our taxes, the donations, even part of the money that is being routed is from the loans that we borrow every year, and there's no accountability for that money. We spend a lot of money on this Parliament of Uganda. Almost every year we lose 11 trillion Ugandan shillings, 11 trillion Ugandan shillings to corruption only. 11 trillion can actually turn our economy from a third world economy to a middle income status within only 2 years. It is totally sad for us people from West Nile that even the office of the Speaker and office of Deputy Speaker and the commissioners, they are funded more than an entire region.
Meanwhile, the disgruntled youth also made the following demands to the state.
Our demands are that the size of the parliament must be reduced. We do not deserve to have all the members of parliament in that number. We also have a clear demand that the Speaker of the Republic of Uganda must resign, because she has been cited on numerous occasions in corruption scandal, and she doesn't want the corruption issues to be debated in parliament. The other demand of us as young people of this country is that we need parliament, the members of parliament salaries to be reduced. We don't see any justification of the amount of money they're earning.
We are demanding that the fellow colleagues who have been arrested in the streets of Kampala, the likes of Maseruka, the 89th Guild of Makerere, the Wandukwa Simons, the Musirus, they have to be released. Because looking at the things yesterday, these people marched peacefully in the streets of Kampala. They didn't do anything. So why to keep them behind the bars in Luzira?
Charles Ichogor, the Arua Resident City Commissioner, cautioned the young people against demonstrations as he appealed to them to use the right channels in addressing their grievances.
Uganda as a country is one of the countries that is well governed in the whole world. So there are structures where you can relay, where you can dialogue to send your grievances. We are not going to tolerate. I want to make this one categorically clear. We are not going to tolerate anybody, anyone who is going to stabilize the peace we have now got here in Arua City. I think you journalists now are feeling the peace and the ambience within the city. Anybody trying to infiltrate Arua City will not be tolerated.
As a result of the growing anti-graft protests across the country, the Speaker of the 11th Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Mong, has suspended this week's plenary sessions, where the House will now be expected to resume with normal business on July 30th of 2024. Farish Majid, Okumuringa Christine, West Nile TV, NILE.
As said earlier on, we joined the country and everyone in saying that let's say no to corruption, and we need a corruption-free Uganda so that our future generation can benefit from these protests.
Corruption affects equally all of us. The effects of corruption are long-term. The reason why we are fighting against corruption is that even the money we pay through our taxes, the donations, even part of the money that is being rooted is from the loans that we borrow every year, and there's no accountability for that money. We spend a lot of money on this Parliament of Uganda. Almost every year we lose 11 trillion Ugandan shillings, 11 trillion Ugandan shillings to corruption only. 11 trillion can actually turn our economy from a third world economy to a middle income status within only 2 years. It is totally sad for us people from West Nile that even the office of the Speaker and office of Deputy Speaker and the commissioners, they are funded more than an entire region.
Meanwhile, the disgruntled youth also made the following demands to the state.
Our demands are that the size of the parliament must be reduced. We do not deserve to have all the members of parliament in that number. We also have a clear demand that the Speaker of the Republic of Uganda must resign because she has been cited on numerous occasions in corruption scandal, and she doesn't want the corruption issues to be debated in parliament. The other demand of us as young people of this country is that we need parliament, the members of parliament salaries to be reduced. We don't see any justification of the amount of money they're earning.
We are demanding that.
And more in our stories. Following a series of unreliable rainfall, Adjumani leaders have appealed to the farmers to fully utilize the second season in food production. This urge comes as most farmers in the West Nile region are still reluctant about cultivation due to the unpredictable rainfall. Onzima Allen reports.
As a means of increasing productivity in Adjumani district, leaders have called upon the farmers to make good use of the second planting season so as to produce high-quality yields in the district. According to Dr. Mamawi Ambayo Joffrey, the production officer at Adjumani district, the area stands with the 2 seasons in a year, although the first season was affected by dry spells, and farmers should, however, make good use of the second planting season.
And you very well know for the first season, this year we have had challenge of dry spell from around May up to early July with the intermittent rains only. However, We have second season, which is now just the beginning, as you could have observed with the rains coming. That will run up to November, December. My advice to you is let the dry spell of May or June not to discourage you.
He meanwhile appealed to farmers to plant early, be vigilant and alerted in diseases which affect the crops, both from the animals and the crops.
We have inspectors that are doing their work at the border points. Our inspectors from Ministry of Agriculture, and I'm very sure once any planting material is infected or diseased, they will not enter. And I also want our farmers to be vigilant. Once planting material is infected, please don't risk to plant it even internally here, because it will infect the rest of the healthy crops or plants. So don't risk those materials, whether from within here or those that are coming from outside. And this cuts across not only for crops, even livestock.
Data Peter Taban, the resident district commissioner, Ajumani, applauded the locals for engaging in active activities. He, however, urged the farmers to harvest the first harvest of the previous season and also increase on production.
So I call upon all our people outside there that let us take this opportunity to begin harvesting our crops as we also prepare the land for the second season. And we pray that we increase in size so that we have more food in our homes, in our granaries, and we'll be able to sell some to other.
Traditionally, there is two planting seasons, with the first phase from early March to June and the second phase commences from July to November. But due to climatic change leading to unpredictable rainfall, there's always change in the season. Peace Ushaki, Unjima Alan, West Nile Television, Nilecast.
The Deputy Inspector General of Government, Dr. Patricia Achan, who has been crowned the new patron of the Acholi Students' Union, called upon the university students to raise a corruption-free generation with a high sense of integrity by mentoring young ones in both primary and secondary schools to be responsible citizens while respecting their traditional values. Stephen Okello reports.
The new patron of Acholi Student Union, Dr. Patricia Achan Okorio, urges students to always respect their traditional value to enable them set up a corruption-free generation.
We talk about academic excellence, we talk about the contribution they make in the society, especially in the fight against corruption. We talk about issues to do with integrity and living with actually principles and values right from home and spread into the institutions of learning.
Dr. Patricia also advised different student clubs and society in various schools to use their platform to sensitize their colleagues on the danger of plagiarism and cheating exam, because the two are intertwined with corruptions.
We need to develop good networks, first of all, good morals, truthfulness, honesty, and integrity. Integrity is the bedrock of one's character. If we are to be students of integrity, know that life will be as simple for you out there.
For effective mentorship of young ones at secondary school level, like Adoraj Prosekesi, are given opportunity to express themselves in a panel discussions like this.
In my school, many girls they take education as if it's a barrier in their life because they don't believe in their life. Now, the purpose of education in their life is to remove that fears. It is to reduce that poverty. It is to make them to think that yes, they are the best in their life.
To prepare young ones for a better future, Acholi Student Union has drawn their focus to support the young ones at both primary and secondary schools.
We believe it's going to be more effective to actually start grooming the young people from down, so that as they join the university, they know what they are going to face, they know how to face them, and they can be ready for the world outside there. And that's why we look into consideration of involving the young students from secondary schools within actually sub-region, and basically also having projects to encourage people in the primary schools, so that as the young people are growing up, they grow up with the mentality of being the people we want to desire. Because trust me, right now, changing someone from university level or someone above 18 is very hard.
The Vice Chancellor of Gulu University, Professor George Openjurulada, says despite mentoring young ones, this union can also act as the best networking point to transit these students from schools to job markets.
They will be coordinating with each other. These networks, then in the different universities, they support one another. You go and get a colleague in the interview panel, can inform you about opportunities, you go and participate. And it will help uplift education in the sub-region, and that is the most important.
Amid this high poverty index, which is affecting the standard of education in this region, Acholi Student Union is enlightening those in school to value the role of education in the development of the regions. Stephen Okello for West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
27,000 people from the West Nile region have benefited from the 4-year Supreme Project, which is an economic component in the West Nile region. Benson Pastore reports.
Both host communities and the refugees have benefited in the 4-year Supreme Project, which is an economic empowerment component. The project that was launched on 28th of July 2020 in 4 districts of West Nile region, that's Madiokolo, Arua, Obong, and Teregu's final climax on 27th of July 2024, with only 2 days to go. 4 non-governmental organizations, that's Wild Vision, RISE, ZOA, and SNV have been behind the project, with World Vision as the mother organization under the umbrella of European Union. Noelia Labi, Supreme Project Manager, highlighted the public with the background of the project.
We started on the 28th of July 2020, and 27th July 2024 is going to be the official end timeline for this project. The total budget for this project was 11.7 million euros, of which 9.6 was funded by the EU, and the consortium partners altogether made a contribution of 2.1 million euros.
He further highlighted the public with some of the challenges they witnessed with both the host communities and the refugees, which made them to come up with the project.
What was the context issues that we sought to address? 1. Lack of access to economic opportunities for both refugees and the host. Increased pressure on limited natural resources and lack of value addition to agricultural produce. Severe shortage of business support services for a non-agricultural livelihood. Lack of access to land and market. There we are looking at both farm inputs and the output market as some of the challenges. The other challenge that was identified was low vocational and entrepreneurial skills among the communities, and lastly, poor financial inclusion.
Moses Yeka, one of the beneficiaries from Omogo refugee settlement, gave his testimony on how Supreme Project transformed his life.
In the camp, it is not actually easy. When we came, it was not easy. But because of the support that partners are giving us, and the one that is Supreme has given to me, I can at least come amid these people. I'm also proud. I'm very happy. I cannot sleep hungry. I sleep on a mattress, to mention but a few. It is because of the project, and then the chicken that Supreme has given. I don't call it as business, but I call it as chicken, so that it can also motivate the rest, that one chicken alone can grow to something big.
Jenna Thoma, Deputy Refugee Desk Officer for Arue, thanked the European Union and other partners for funding the project, saying these projects help to fill some gaps.
Usually have some impact on the lives of the beneficiaries. And I want to congratulate EU for that approach, and also the partners who have taken it up to ensure that this project has some impact on the lives of the beneficiaries. We know all what partners do come to complement or supplement the efforts of government.
Solomon Saka, LC5 Chairman Teregu District, emphasizes on the issue of land dispute between the hosts and the refugees, therefore urges the local authorities to address the land wrangles.
To have empowered the local communities and the refugees. We still have a problem and a hangover that we want to carry excess burden that we should have ceded to these guys down. Can we organize an orientation for these local leaders on some of these things we have developed, especially the land tenants? It provides for what penalty, what should be done if my animal strays into the field of a refugee, and vice versa. But because we have arrested the powers and authority in the middle, these guys are suffering.
Tako Samuel, Chief Executive Officer of Bongo District, urges local authorities to rally behind this kind of initiatives to register success.
The local authorities will be the drivers. Local authorities at the district level, at the municipal level, at the local government level, they should be drivers. Because one, we have the development plans that define what we need to do. Now, the logic behind that one is that when our local leaders, when our political leaders talk to the communities, they are listening to more than when maybe partners talk.
European Union, with the support of other partners such as World Vision, ZOA, SNV, and the RISE, have injected over 11 million euros, which is equivalent to over 10 billion Ugandan currency in the Supreme project, and they have raised in their targets of increasing formal employment and economic opportunities for refugees and host communities in West Nile region. Oracle Benson Pastore, Christine Okumuringa, West Nile Television Nilecast.
During the capacity building training and technical support for the district leaders at Moyo People's Hall in Moyo District, the Honorable Anyama Williams, the LC5 chairman for Moyo District, stated that continuous capacity development is not an option in the present world. Therefore, everybody needs to embrace new knowledge. Okumu Dominic reports.
The capacity building training targeted the local council officials and the technical staff of the district to get acquainted with the standard rules of procedure, the operation of the local council structures, and the use of finance in local council, among others. Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman local council 5 Moyo district, during the training said capacity development is not an option in the present world, therefore urged the local council members to allow space in their minds to acquire new knowledge.
Serious capacity development is not an option in the present world. Nobody has adequate knowledge to provide the best for the people. We must accept at every stage in the life cycle, we must continuously allow space in our minds, in our brains.
Mrs. Onger Tojeska, the Chief Administrative Officer, Moyo, lauded the Ministry of Local Government for organizing the training for the district leaders. She, however, urged the leaders to dedicate their time fully to learn, adding that the training will impact a lot of value to the leaders.
So, Ministry, thank you very much, and I hope we shall really listen, and please let's stay around so that we are able to get the information that is brought for us.
Mr. Ismail Ahmed, a consultant with Ministry of Local Government, who also doubled as one of the facilitators, said the training is intended to discuss the different ways the local government in Moyo district operates to ascertain whether there are issues which needs to be addressed or not.
We want to discuss with you how we are doing our things in Moyo. Is it the right way? Or we had a little bit moved outside. Okay? So look at the council, look at the committees, we look at the log park, we look at also the what? Service Commission.
Honorable Amoko Emmanuel, the district speaker, appealed to the ministry to consider conducting induction for all the district speakers across the country, saying the lack of induction has led to untold challenges across the country, adding that the pay as you earn has affected the operation of the council and therefore the ministry needs to do something about it.
Right from the time we assumed office, the process of inducting all the speakers was not done uniformly in all the countries. And this affected many councils. We have been dragging, engaging the ministry, also the district chairpersons, in terms of the welfare of the members of the council. Because right from the time the Local Government Act was enacted, some areas were repealed by the Parliament and changes have been made. But this particular one of the councils, the district and the lower local government councils, have remained static, and this is affecting the operations of council.
Honorable Odea Nusura, the female district councillor representing Lefori Sub-County and Lefori Town Council, said the training came timely, especially for the new members, and this will go a long way in helping them deliberate issues in council because they will put all that they learned into good use.
And there were so many issues which came about, how we the councillors deliberate our businesses in the council, and it was very good and it became at the right time because some of the councillors are new and from this they had already picked what has been deliberated.
The Ministry of Local Government is charged with the responsibility of monitoring, supervising and enhancing the capacity of the district leadership as they continue to run the different activities within their districts so as to provide quality and sufficient services to the public. It's upon this background that the ministry came on ground to provide technical support to the local government of Moyo through capacity building training so as to better service delivery to the citizens. Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
During an engagement with schoolgirls at Ojinga Primary School in Wadilai Sub-County, learners, especially girls, were supported with sanitary pads so as to keep them at school as there's a high dropout rate of school dropouts in Pakwach district. Alfred Jawok reports.
Fail for Humanity, a non-governmental organization based in Pakwach district, has initiated a program to support adolescent girls in schools in Pakwach district. Has dropout rates hit the district. During an engagement with the school girls at Ujinga Primary School in Wadilai Sub-County this afternoon, Bishop Dr. Peter Winji, the Chairman Board of Directors Fail for Humanity, said the organization aims to support the district to retain girls in school.
Now we are here simply to encourage our pupils so that they don't drop out from school. Some of us with the experience, with what we passed through, we were busy in those days in 70s, 80s, even early 90s with studies.
According to Dr. Peter Winji, this organization is non-religious, which extends support to over 20 schools in Pakwach district.
And therefore, there are many dropouts, more especially it came about during the COVID. So we sat down and with our own boys and girls, we said, let us think of our children.
Meanwhile, Osborne Nenchan, the program coordinator Failed for Humanity, revealed that the organization values girl-child education and the support has come timely when most girls in Pakwach district have dropped out of school.
Our movement is to support our girls with the pads so that they can continue with education. Look at it that we need to support our people, our children, so that they can reach their goals, so that they can be leaders for tomorrow.
However, Comics Jomanyual Widunga, Inspector of Schools, Pakwach District Local Government, lauded Fail for Humanity for their support to the most affected schools in Pakwach District. He added that the dropout rates in Pakwach District stand at 35%.
In terms of percentage, if I'm to give the exact percentage, approximately, Korea is like 35. These are the learners who have enrolled, but later on end up not completing their primary section and drop from the schools.
Akumu Brenda, one of the beneficiaries, appreciated the support, saying it will help them as they used to suffer a lot looking for help, especially challenge of sanitary materials in schools, which made many girls drop out of schools. The 20 primary schools supported by Fail for Humanity in Pakwach District include Ojinga Primary School, Pakwenyo Primary School, Ojigu Primary School, Dei Primary School, Pakwach Public Primary School, Panyagoro Primary School, Koba Primary School, Pakwach Girls Primary School, among others. The girls were supported with sanitary pads, scholastic materials, and uniforms. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Welcome back in the world of sports. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. This is West Nile Television. I can confirm to you, schools, primary school right now, they are for massive preparation. Some of the schools all over the country, of course, they have already kick-started with their ball games, but some of the schools in some of the districts and also in some of the sub-cities, they are yet for preparation ahead of the ball games. And also every day, transfer is becoming massive until the closer as the climax of the summer transfer window, and clubs are also for friendlies. I can confirm to you in the wee hours of the morning, friendlies we are played. But before we talk about some of the national international stories, let's first kickstart with what is happening within the region. Like I said earlier on, of course, we start with how the preparation is going on as far as ball games are concerned, particularly Arua City, whereby some of the schools right now, they are in high gear ahead of the ball games. Let's first take a look at the highlights of how some of the schools are actually preparing for the games.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is called Tere Bob, the coach for this great school, Mother Care. This is my first year of being with this school, and last year they played, yes, but they never won any game. But this year it is a bit going to be different. We have so far trained for 1 month and some days, and I think the training is going on well. My boys are improving. Like now we have been for a match, it went on well, and I'm happy with that display. So this time around we are not going to joke, because me, I'm somebody who needs win all the time. So fans, to my fans, all the fans of this great school, we are going to expect them to be ready, and they should also expect more from us. This time around we want the trophy to be around the school. We are going to come back with this trophy and we celebrate there. 2 days ago, my game teachers have been for meeting, and probably from next month on around 6 or 7, that's when the ball games will begin.
Away from the story of primary school preparing for their ball games, I can confirm to you some of the schools that do embrace sports so much, the ball games is not yet over for them. I'm talking about Inverasine Secondary School, where they embrace a lot of sporting activities. Recently, they have been from Soroti City, where they actually travel with their participants for ball games like basketball, volleyball, not forgetting about netball. Right now, they are also for preparation for another ball game called baseball and softball. Let's first take a look at how they are preparing for the national championship for both softball and baseball. Mbarasine Secondary School continues to impress other sporting activities as far as ball games for secondary schools are concerned. This is witnessed in the past few days as both the baseball and softball team for the school continues with extensive training ahead of the forthcoming national ball games for baseball and softball. Recently, the school sent netball, basketball, and baseball players in the just concluded ball games hosted by Soroti, in which they registered improved performances. Ian Joy, the head coach of baseball at Mbarasine Secondary School, highlighted the viewers on how things are transpiring concerning the game.
I think I started coaching in 2017. Yeah, and then full-time coach, that was 2019, handling mainly the Mbarasine Secondary School team for now. Here currently they're doing a slow pitch game, mixed team, both boys and girls. We're just trying to figure out, if they're still into the game for now, because we have the schools tournament coming up around 20th August. So they're trying to prepare for the games and they're trying to make sure that we can actually have them fit and ready to go. Because again, also from this one, if they do win, they'll also go for the East Africa schools, secondary schools competitions. Then yeah, it keeps on going up and up. But we do play the regionals, which was also played last year. Last time they really didn't participate, but this very one we're preparing for is the national schools competitions. And Mvara has actually been participating over the years. Maybe it's not been on record that much yet, but in 2019, Mvara was actually currently I should say Mvara should be the defending champions. Though last year they didn't participate because of a few technicalities here and there, but 2019 they were the ones that actually took the baseball schools champions tournament.
Anton Draga Steven, team captain for baseball at the school, says the game exposes you to the outside world, and similarly said he's optimistic ahead of the national ball game.
What motivates me to play this game is, if you take currently in Uganda, games like football, there are really many footballers in this country, and you see sometimes chances for these footballers to travel or express their talent is just low. So I like baseball. Few people play baseball, and it is really a unique game. And when you play baseball, you get these chances to travel outside easily. Okay, currently we're in the mood of playing nationals, which will be in 23rd August. So we are really working hard to make sure that when that time comes, we shall go and bring the trophy to Mvara SS.
Monica Cindy, the team captain for softball at Mbarasine Secondary School, encourages fellow youths to join the game, and similar calls for support in form of playing equipment.
We are here playing a game known as baseball and softball, but for us, as the girls specifically, we play the softball game. We are here in the pitch training all day, all time. You can come and join us here at Mvara Secondary School. We play outside football, pitch outside. Then the only challenge that we are facing here right now is maybe lack of equipment, but we are praying that as we go out for the national games, which is soon in August, I think it is on 23rd, we pray that as we go there, we might get equipments. Those big people, let me say that the administrators of baseball and softball, we pray that they can give us more equipments like the balls, we're having the chin guards, let me say most of the things that are just involved in the game when we are playing.
Mbarasine Secondary School is the only secondary school in the West Nile sub-region that embraces multi-sporting activities, therefore is referred to as the headquarters for schools in the region when it comes to sporting activities. Oraku Benson Pastore, Fancy, West Nile Television, Nile Sports. Away from that regional story, particularly in Arua City, quick one about international stories. Like I said earlier on when I was giving the highlights of what I was going to give for you, the friendlies are back, and in the wee hours of the morning we had the games that we have played, whereby Arsenal played Bournemouth. It ended 1-1, and Arsenal winning it in the penalty shootout, which ended by 5
goals to 4, and Chelsea played Wrexham. It ended 2-2, and I can also confirm to you the preliminary rounds for UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and also Conference League is back. It started on Tuesday, yesterday, and as I talk right now, some teams are battling for their fate to see that they surpass to the group stages. And one biggest transfer which has been confirmed today is all about Moussa Diaby leaving the team of Aston Villa, going to Saudi Professional League and signing for Das Al Ittihad. And I gave you the highlights yesterday. Yesterday, the deal was almost, but today it has been finalized. And that one brings us to the end of today's edition of NILE Sports News. I am out of the studio. Let's link up again tomorrow.
Thank you, Rocco Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight under the NILEcast Sports News only on West Nile Television. That marks the end of the NILEcast only on West Nile Television. Thank you always for being with us from the beginning of the NILE.